Welcome back to Dirty 20, everybody. Today, with the release of Dark Alliance, the video game, we're going to take a look at the daddy of the party, the all-round badass dwarf, Bruenor Battlehammer. Let's get on with the show. Before we get started, we're going to be doing more videos on the rest of the party members of Dark Alliance. That includes Catti Brie and Wulfgar. Now, both of these are intrinsically linked to Bruenor Battlehammer, as he is their adoptive father. So there's going to be a little bit of overlap, but hopefully you will enjoy all the videos. Now, Bruenor Battlehammer has appeared mostly in novels, including The Crystal Shard, which was the first book in the Icewind Dale trilogy by R.A. Salvatore. And he went on to appear in a number of books, as well as some of the video games, including the legendary Baldur's Gate 2. Run out of his childhood home of Mithril Hall by the shadow dragon Shimmergloom, he went up to the north where his people settled and built a life for themselves, but he never gave up on the idea of retaking Mithril Hall. As I mentioned, he is the adoptive father of Catti Brie and Wulfgar, and is a close friend with Regis, the halfling thief, and Drizzt Do'Urden, who we've done a video on in the past, and if you haven't checked it out, I encourage you to do so. However, Bruenor's friendship with Drizzt was, let's say it started on rocky grounds. It took Drizzt saving Bruenor's life, and also his daughter, Catti Brie, having a massive soft spot for him to really accept him. And even then, Bruenor's ambition to take back Mithril Hall would lead him to trick Drizzt into helping him. Pretending to be dying, he asked Drizzt to help find Mithril Hall and take it back. Eventually, through lots of trials, the companions would arrive at Mithril Hall and face Shimmergloom the dragon. Now, Bruenor would do one of the most badass things I can imagine, and he would light the dragon on fire and ride it down to its doom. Although thought dead, and to be honest, this happens a fair amount in Bruenor's life, either with him or his adoptive children or Drizzt, they always think they're dead and they're really sad, and then they're reunited. He had actually been holding onto Icing Death, which is Drizzt's magical scimitar, and this had kept him from burning alive, so he survived. Eventually, they would take Mithril Hall, and Bruenor's ambition to become king of his ancestral home came true. This happiness would be short-lived, though, because Wulfgar, his adopted son, would die in a drow attack by collapsing the roof on top of himself and the creature that had been summoned to kill them. However, as we often say on Dirty 20, in D&D, no one's really dead. Wulfgar would return, having been abducted and taken by a Balor named Urtu, into the Nine Hells, and essentially being tortured and killed and revived over and over again. But more on that in the Wulfgar video. Bruenor would abdicate, but later return to the throne and fight a war with a horde of orcs led by Obald. Eventually, however, a peace treaty was signed with the Orc King, and this was, revolutionary for a leader, for a dwarf, to make peace with orcs. Although by this time Wulfgar had returned to the fold, his lowest point was still to come. Catti Brie, his beloved daughter, died. He would go on to fake his death in order to search for Gauntlgrim, the legendary home of the Delzundor. This would, however, be his last adventure, as when they arrived, they were not the first to reach them. He would fall in a battle with a pit fiend, which had been summoned by a lich. However, this was not the end for Bruenor Battlehammer, as he would be reincarnated as Reginald Roundshield, who would go on to continue his legacy by returning to Mithril Hall and becoming its king again. Now, in terms of using Bruenor in your campaigns, it's a little tough. He was statted up in 3rd edition, and although he is an NPC in Rage of Demons, which is a storyline that started with Out of the Abyss, the pre-written adventure, there aren't any official 5e stats for him. However, the DM's Guild, as usual, has got us covered, and there is a Pay What You Want PDF on there, which has Bruenor Battlehammer statted out for 5th edition. Let's take a look at that. So, taking a look at, for example, CR9, again, I like that. I think we talked about Minsk in a previous episode where he was a CR7, and as long as they're not too high, then I feel that you can use them with almost any level character, but in that sweet spot of between 3rd and, like, 10th. AC 21 makes him very tough and a serious tank, as he is described in Dark Alliance. And I absolutely love his Foaming Ale Shield. Foaming Ale Shield. Recharge 4 to 6, meaning that when you use it, you have to roll a d6, and you can only use it again if you roll a 4, 5, or 6. This is a magical shield which adds +1 to the AC of Bruenor. While holding this shield, Bruenor can use a bonus action to draw a foaming mug of magical ale from the insignia and drink it. This magical ale has a fortifying property which confers 1d10 plus constitution modifier temporary hit points to Bruenor or any willing creature who drinks it. Very fluffy, I love it, so dwarvy, but actually kind of really useful. 1d10 plus constitution modifier temporary hit points can be a lifesaver in a battle. Now, if I were to use him in my campaign, I think I would lean into his deviousness a little bit. Maybe he would employ the PCs to help him achieve a goal, but again, like he did with Drizzt, not really telling them the whole story. Then, according to their interactions and attitudes towards Bruenor, it would depend kind of whether he would embrace them, because friendship is a really, really big part of his character that you will see if and when you read the novels. Or, again, he's proven that he has his goals, and if he wants to achieve them, why not, right? And just discard the PCs if they don't have that kind of, again, team element. Well, there we have it, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. As always, please let us know your thoughts on Bruenor Battlehammer in the comments below. And has anyone tried Dark Alliance yet? I'm super curious to know how it plays. Please give us a like, as it really helps the channel grow. And if you're feeling generous, maybe share the video with some friends. Stay safe, and as always, keep slaying. If you've enjoyed this content, then please smash that like button, subscribe, share this around online, and come and visit our website, www.lavictoriaproductions.com, to see all our past episodes, as well as our blog posts and all the stuff that we're currently working on at La Victoria Productions. Why not reach out to us and tell us what you think of our videos? You can reach us on Twitter. @MouthLaVictoria is our producer. We are also on Instagram. I am EnanoLVP, and our producer is Jazzy J Cherot. We're also La Victoria Productions on Facebook and LinkedIn. Come on by and let us know what you think.